If your thermostat is reading a temperature different than the actual floor temperature, here are a few things to check. The sensor probe should be installed equidistant between two heating cables. Placing a floor probe off-center and too close to a heating cable will cause higher probe readings than the actual floor temperature. On the contrary, placing a floor probe too far from a heating cable will cause lower probe readings than the actual floor temperature. This point is especially important to consider if you have rotated spacing instead of maintaining consistent spacing across the room. Next, the sensor probe wire should be installed in a separate conduit from the cold tail lead. If the floor probe is reading significantly colder or warmer, or if temperature readings are sporadic, contact your installer to see if the sensor probe was placed in the same conduit as the cold tail lead. Warmup recommends a separate conduit for both to avoid interference, which may result in incorrect temperature readings. The last thing to check is to test your floor probe. On a 20K scale, the Warmup floor probe should read between 7 to 17. If you have discovered that your sensor probe is installed in its own conduit and its resistance is in range, check for a backup floor probe in the wall. Common practice is to install a backup. If your variance is wider than 10, you may need to lift tile and reposition the sensor, or simply work with the ambient feature of the thermostat instead.